This investigation aims to introduce to Stage 3 students the fundamental concepts of chemistry. This investigation focuses on the properties of a range of materials and the effects they have when two materials are combined. Eggshells are made up of calcium carbonate, and the vinegar is an acid. When a calcium carbonate is exposed to an acid, it reacts. This experiment is going to test to see if the vinegar can make an egg bounce. Specifically, the experiment is going to investigate if the type of vinegar the egg soaks in affects the height from which the egg can be dropped without breaking. The aim is to investigate the effect white vinegar and apple cider has on the egg. This will be compared to the control group where the egg is soaked in nothing. Students are to create their own prior predictions about the investigation. I hypothesize that the white vinegar will have the highest height before breaking, the apple cider vinegar will have the next highest height before breaking, and the egg that has been soaked in nothing will have the worst highest height before breaking. In order to have a fair test, the students must decide which variables need to be changed, measured, and kept the same. In this investigation, the variable that is changed, also known as the independent variable, are what the egg is soaked in. This has 3 levels: white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and nothing. The variable that needs to be measured, also known as the dependent variable, is the highest height from which the egg could be dropped without breaking. And the variables that need to be kept the same, also known as controlled variables, are the size of the cup, the amount of vinegar, the size of the egg, which in this investigation I used large, the position of the cups, and the same materials for each trial. Students are to select appropriate measurement methods and must record the data accurately and honestly. The materials chosen must be managed safely. The materials which were used in this investigation are white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, 3 eggs, a pen, paper to label, 2 cups, 2 measuring cups, and a measuring tape. The method for this investigation was: Step 1. Place 2 eggs in 2 separate cups. Step 2. The third egg sits beside both of the cups. Step 3. Label the cups as white vinegar and apple cider vinegar. Step 4. Add 3/4 of a cup of each vinegar to the cup, ensuring the eggs are covered with the vinegar. Step 5. Leave the eggs for 48 hours. After 48 hours, remove the egg from the cups. Step 7. Gently rinse the egg. While rinsing the egg, gently rub off the outside so the white film comes off the egg. Step 8. Drop the egg from 2 centimeters and increasing 2 centimeters every time until it breaks. Then record the height it last didn't break from. Then the investigation must be repeated another 2 times to ensure its reliability. The results will be recorded in a table as shown. There will be 3 trials, and the student is to calculate an average for each of the conditions. Here is each of the 3 trials. Now they need to be sitting in the vinegar and by itself for 48 hours. After gently rinsing the egg and rubbing the outside, a white film should come off. Students must construct and use a range of representations, including tables and graphs, to represent and describe their observations, patterns, and relationships in the data. Here are the results. The egg soaked in white vinegar on average got 43.33 centimeters. The eggs soaked in apple cider vinegar got 31.3 centimeters. And the egg soaked in nothing got the worst height with 5.3 centimeters. Leaving the students with as you can see in this column graph, white vinegar had the highest height before it broke, followed by apple cider vinegar, followed by nothing. Here we are also able to visualize that the trials were fairly consistent. meaning it is a pretty valid experiment. The translucent egg. And as you can see in the video, the egg is now bouncy. The more acidic the vinegar is, the faster it will react with the calcium carbonate shell, causing the eggshell to break down and dissolve. The calcium carbonate will become a carbon gas which will go into the air. This causes the egg to bounce. White vinegar is slightly more acidic than the apple cider vinegar, hence why the egg was bouncier. Students must compare their data with their predictions. In this investigation, the egg that could be dropped from the highest height before breaking was soaked in the white vinegar. Next was the apple cider vinegar, and then lastly was the egg soaked in nothing. Therefore, we failed to reject the hypothesis.